Peace. Right before I end the morning, um, I want to address this consistent need of some of the elders and in my generation for coming at these new artists, right? And claiming that our culture is suffering and things of that nature. That's a bunch of bullshit. All right. Every generation has the right to interpret um, their existence through their art form, right? We did it, generation before us, which kicked it off, did it, and labeled the culture hip hop, right? There's nothing wrong with hip hop. I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. There's nothing wrong with it, right? Because if you listen, if you reach out, if you don't allow the mainstream to dictate what you intake, you will see there's plenty of hip hop that's pure, that's conscious. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your style of hip hop, there is some fresh people out there giving it to you. But when you get caught up into trying to make demands of the mainstream, right? Then you out of place. It's a losing battle, right? Because the mainstream has always been about commercialization, right? And destroying what we built. Once we step into that lane and step into the business aspect of it, you up under their rules now. So of course they're gonna put out a lot of bullshit and try to control what the masses see. Right? You getting mad at these dudes for wearing purses and skirts and makeup and all that. Why? Let them do what they do. You supposed to be the one who influenced life. You the one who's supposed to influence the direction of the culture, right? If you allowing that shit to take precedence over what you can do, then that's on you. It ain't their job. Some of them, that's all they know. All they can interpret. Now, the ones you can get mad at are those who are supposed to know better, right? But kind of, if you want to say, for lack of a better term, sell out, right? To keep themselves in the light, then you do that. You see what I'm saying? But when those other ones come into it, stop allowing it to be labeled hip hop. It's not hip hop. Whatever it is. If you got a problem with Uzi Vert and all these other dudes doing what they do, you know what I'm saying? Stop allowing it to be labeled hip hop. It's not. That's your challenge. Say, yo, nah, that ain't hip hop. Call it something else. But that ain't us. And then you find your own niche, your own venues to keep it where it's supposed to be. But there's a lot of that bullshit going on. It's a lot of drug use amongst them young dudes, man. It's a lot of counter sexualities with them young dudes. There's a lot of that shit going on. If you ain't in the street, you won't know it. So they just interpreting what they do. Don't get mad. Change it. Change the dynamics. Change the themes. Stop allowing that shit to take place. This way, when they spitting that poison, it ain't addressed to ours. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a bunch of poisonous bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It is a bunch of we can't go no further. You know what I'm saying? Why this dude is multi-millions? This dude is eating. Why now, after the story's been told over and over again, you doing some shit about Big Meech? Like, we can't go no further than that? We gotta continue to look to the fucking poison pusher, the drug dealers and all that shit. We need another one of those. You just gave us power. Now you giving us this bullshit. You Jamaican, right? Why the fuck you don't take your money and do a series about Garvey? You see what I'm saying? Why? Because you're not allowed to. You still scared. You still straddling that fence. And that goes for all of them. They want to keep giving us the same bullshit stories because they don't see the black man going nowhere. That's where they top out. You see what I'm saying? The drug dealer, the gangster, the bullshitter. You don't see nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And miss me with the bullshit that it can't be done. Because they done gave us Nat Turner. You see what I'm saying? So at that point, you can do a story about anybody. You dig what I'm saying? But this is where their mentality is. This is where their growth stops. You understand what I'm saying? Because it is levels to that shit. And when you get to a certain amount, certain images they want you to keep putting, right? They want you to keep putting in front of our babies. You see what I'm saying? Because it is. It is. It's levels to it. It's controlled. Yes, it is controlled. You see what I'm saying? But we have to work harder. You see what I'm saying? We have to work harder in the street, bottom level, to change the dynamics of that shit. So our kids are not looking at these dudes in a manner of which they do, to think they are the hierarchy of manhood. That's what has to be replaced. And this way, when they become artists, you see what I'm saying? They don't spit that bullshit. So it's on us. And I don't miss me with that bullshit. You don't have time to do it, or you can't do it. Then I don't know what the fuck you doing. You see what I'm saying? Because I do a lot. I'm in the schools in the morning. Right now, I done dropped my daughter and my wife off. Now, I'm washing clothes. Then I get to work to go into schools. Then I got to take them wife to a meeting. Then after that, I got to go back into another school. Then I got to cook dinner, right, with the family, eat, and then go out again at night to work in the hospitals. And all in between that, I'm having meetings. You understand what I'm saying? I'm networking with like-minded brothers. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm doing my studies to put my theory into practice, to get at these kids to let them know there is a better way. You see what I'm saying? So this is daily. This is what I do. So miss me with that bullshit you working on. 9 to 5 ain't shit, because that does not determine the quality of our lives as a whole. If we're not doing that, we just bullshitting, allowing others to control what's going on. So when you're watching the news and all that other shit that's going on, you can't address it. When your wife and them is asking you, yo, what's going on? Where's our placement? How do we move? You shrugging your fucking shoulders. You see what I'm saying? That's not what manhood is about, especially our time. It is time for us to do exactly what needs to be done so we can call the shots, so the poison can't be put out. You understand? You make that determination. But if all you doing is reading books all day and quoting bullshit, you know what I'm saying, and debating with each other, missing the audience that you really need to get at, what's going to happen? What's going to happen at the end of the day? Soon that shit eats up inside of you and you are a non-factor, right? So get up out and do what needs to be done. You see what I'm saying? Stop allowing these other dudes to claim who they are. Stop giving them praise because they made a few fucking dollars. That shit they dying. That shit ain't going nowhere. That shit go right back into the system because they don't own none of that. That publishing shit, none of that. None of that shit going back to them. That shit go one generation. After they go on, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So stop giving them props and allowing them to walk. Allowing them to come through these fucking venues like with the chest puffed out. Knock them motherfuckers upside their head. That's how you regain control of the culture. You can't do it by just whining about it. Alright? And stop coming at our youth. Explain to them. Talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Give them a sense of purpose. A sense of godliness. That's how you get it back. Alright? Peace.